years, she had her card that she had saved from 11 years ago, and that's how she wanted them to list her house. So she is the queen of referrals. And that's why I wanted her to kind of give you a rundown of, she teaches a course called Referrals for a Living. So this will be her, kind of shortened version, but you'll still get lots of good stuff. So I'm super excited. Thank you, Gail.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, let's start with that card because you mentioned 11 years ago. So the cool thing about send out cards is you can go back and look at the history of what you sent. So about 3 weeks ago, I was sitting in my office and my phone rang. And how many of you, when you look at your phone, you see a number and you go, oh, it's a robocall, but okay, I'll answer it anyway. So, I answered, hello, this is Gail. And Madeline says, hi, this is Madeline Zachary. I don't know if you remember me. And I'm like, Madeline, of course I remember you. Madeline ran a modeling agency. She taught etiquette, and she was featured in a local women's magazine. So this is a picture of the card that I sent her. I sent it to myself so I could show you and show you that this stuff really works. So Women's Lifestyle Magazine, and it's September 2008. So she was featured in this magazine, and she did an article over here on etiquette, phone etiquette. Imagine what phone etiquette is today versus 11 years ago, right? How many of you had like a flip phone 11 years ago, and today we do everything from our phone. But here's what I wrote to her 11 years ago, and it said, Dear Madeline, thank you for covering cell phone etiquette. As a realtor, my cell phone is an important tool of the trade. I was reminded of some important tips when using my phone. Thank you.
Take my face off.
Okay, so here, we'll do speaker view. And let's see, Sherry, let's see. Gallery. I don't know how to take, let's see. I'll stop your video. How's that? There we go. So can you all still see me and hear me? Because you all got really quiet. Okay. All right, good. So it said, I've watched your business blossom over the years. My children attended Kalamazoo schools in the 80s and 90s. Is Lorenzo your son? Because my kids went to school with Lorenzo Zachary. And come to find out, it was her nephew. Keep up the great work in teaching young and old proper etiquette to live by. I'd love the opportunity to meet you in the future. Sincerely, Gail Zintek, Prudential Preferred Realtors. And so I sent her this card, and here's the cool thing about it is when she called me, she said, I was going through some files. I have 2 homes, one in Arizona, one here in Michigan. It's time to sell the home in Michigan. I found your card, and I'm wondering, are you still a realtor? And so I'm like, absolutely, Madeline. I said, oh my gosh, you just made my day. So here's the thing, you guys. If I would have made this all about me, do you think she would save it in a file for 11 years? No, she wouldn't. She would look at it, read it, toss it out. But the fact of the matter was, she saved it because it was complimenting her. I was pulling out what she was giving to us, and I was giving it back to her. And that's the key to using send out cards successfully, is what we call the one thing. So I went to her house. When we spoke, I said, okay, I'm actually coming by your home. And I said, what's your favorite color of flower? And she said, fuchsia. Because see, we were just having our client event the next day. I said, I have a garage full of flowers. I'm going to bring a hanging basket to you. And so I did that. And I don't know if you can see this, but when I got to her house and I took that, she had the actual card. She took a picture of me holding the card in the hanging basket. And this is her house. I took this as I left. I followed up with this. This is a card I sent her afterwards. And I just said, meant to be. And inside, it was a picture of me with the flower and the card. And it said, your phone call today will be remembered and talked about for years to come, because I'm going to share this story. This is the impact of what send out cards can do when you get into the habit, and we're going to talk about habits today. level 4 card sending, level 4 with your smartphone, level 4 with, you know, the 50-25 one, and we'll go over that. I said, my faith was strengthened when I answered the phone and you introduced yourself and asked if I were still a realtor. God is good. I believe we are the answer to each other's prayers. Thank you for saving the card I sent you and for finding it today and for acting on your prompting to give me a call. I appreciate you. So then I love the history of cards. This I went over last week and signed the listing paperwork. So the card sent 11 years ago will probably net my husband and I a little over $6,000 in commission. Do you think that was a good investment of my time to pause and send that card and have it just come today? So here's Madeline. I took a picture of the two of us. So there's the two of us, picture of her home. And I said, our story continues. I look forward to helping you get your home sold this summer. Thank you for your trust. I feel extremely blessed to be working with you. Much love and appreciation. And then, you know, the way we can brand our cards so that people, the card I sent her, you know, 11 years ago was not branded. Today we can do that. Today we have the ability to just pause in our day, reach out in kindness, touch people in a special way that connects us to them, so that years in the future we can have that connection with them. So I hope that story means something. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go through a PowerPoint today. I'm going to introduce myself a little bit about who am I, where did I come from, and what brings me in front of you today to be able to share this information. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and I'll do this little PowerPoint. Everybody see my screen okay? Just you can nod your head. Okay, good. Because when I press play, maybe I'll just keep it this way so you can kind of see it. I'm actually gonna minimize us up in the corner. Okay. Well, we'll just push play. Would you do me a favor? If there's something that happens or you need my attention, will you like unmute yourself and holler at me so that I can see? So referrals for a living, it's creating a rhythm of prosperity in life and business. And we're going to talk today about identifying your top 132. I'm a firm believer that you don't have to win your whole city in order to do good business. You just have to win the hearts and minds of your top 132 people, so that when it's time for them to, you know, do business, real estate business, or if they know somebody who needs you, they can refer you. So we'll go over a strategy to stay top of mind and 3 habits that lead to a rhythm of prosperity. So this is me. I'm an associate broker with eXp Realty. I've been a realtor since 2004. My husband and I owned our own company from 2012 to 2018, and closing, like Farrah said, 50 plus homes a year by referral. Excuse me. Pardon me, I apologize for that. 2017, I was nominated and voted Realtor of the Year for the Greater Kalamazoo Association of Realtors. I've been a master relationship marketing trainer with Send Out Cards. I'm also a senior executive affiliate with Send Out Cards. I've actually been using this system since 2007. Almost my whole career in real estate was dedicated to this. I've been on the advisory council to Send Out Cards Corporate for the last several years, and I was the 2018 Send Out Cards Runner-Up Referral Partner of the Year. So that's just a little bit about who I am. I've been featured in Cody's book. If you have not read this book, I highly recommend it. The Power of Human Connection, How Relationship Marketing is Transforming the Way People Succeed. Cody wrote about a story, and I'm going to share that story with you today in this book. This book is broken into 3 sections: relationship marketing, what it is; marketing and sales. You know, we are in sales. We're realtors. We're business owners. We are in sales. We need to know good sales strategies, and also personal development. We become better at who we are and what we do by bettering ourselves, engaging ourselves every day in personal development. So I highly recommend Cody's book. You can actually send it to you. And if you don't have it and you want it, have Farrah message me and I'll be happy to send you a copy with a card. So we're going to learn today about doing business by referral. And honestly, it's your habits and your relationships that are the keys to your success. I hope you agree with me on that. It's your habits and your relationships that are a key to your success. So here's some questions that you might ask yourself on a daily basis. How can I attract new clients every day without having to grind it out? You know, in our industry, in our profession, people talk about getting your grind on, grinding it out. And honestly, you don't have to grind it out every day. There's a better way. How can I put my database in place that will actually work for me this time? How many of you have switched CRMs throughout your real estate? And how can I serve my clients at a higher level that gets me more predictable results? What would it be like if I could build a business that hits my income goals, that gets me results and wins my life back? And that's what it's really all about. We don't have to grind it out. There is a better way, a better net life. We just have to figure that out. So I want you to write down your income goal. So I want to make sure I see you guys. I want you to write down your income goal. What is it, are you making six figures? Do you want to make, 100,000? Do you want to make 200,000? Do you want to make 500,000? Do you want to make $1 million a year in real estate? Here's what I tell you. This is the part of the personal development. The affirmation part is, if you believe it, you can achieve it. And so I want you to write down what your income goal is. And I'm going to share a little bit of a story in a minute of how this was important to me. I can remember writing down that if I could just make $80,000 a year, I'd be so happy. I was a stay-at-home mom for 25 years. I ran a childcare business in our home. Honestly, that really taught me patience and prepared me for my role as a realtor in real estate. Patience is really a key. Nurturing is a key. We have to nurture our clients. So what would that income do to change your world? Okay, for me, I made $30,000-$40,000 a year in staying at home, taking care of other people's children. And I thought, hey, that was pretty good income. I, had my own time, but I remember thinking if I could just make $80,000 a year, and then I've doubled and tripled that. And it's not from working harder, it's from working smarter and focusing on the right relationships. So I had a dream. This is a picture of me and my husband, Steve. We've been married for 41 years. We have 3 grown married children and 9 beautiful grandchildren. And this picture is significant because October of 2013 is the last time everybody was together. How many of you know that kids grow up really quickly and change? But it was a dream I had to take each of our grandchildren as they reach teenagers on a trip, a special trip with us. And so we did that 2 years ago. We did that with our oldest granddaughter, McKenna. We went to Hawaii. We surfed. We sat on the North Shore. We watched the surfers. We toured Pearl Harbor. We watched sunsets, walked on the beach hand in hand. And that girl graduated this year. I'm so thankful that I had that intention, 6 years ago, to take my grandchildren on a trip. And it's because of what we focus on and how our business has grown that's allowed us to have the income necessary to be able to have these special times. How did we get there? Honestly, it's habits and consistency. If you added it up, send out cards has been my jam. It's been my one thing. It's been what's gotten us to where we are today. I send at least 3 to 5 heartfelt cards every day. What's a heartfelt card? We're going to go into that too. A heartfelt card is someone comes to your mind and you just have this prompting you have emotional response to a picture you see on Facebook, to a thought you have about a friend, and you pause in your day and you send a card. That is a habit I've done for 12 years. And it's led us to 100% referral-based business. So send 3 to 5 cards every day. A lot of people will, even the Brian Buffinis of the world will tell you to, handwritten notes are powerful, and they are. But I'm telling you, if I would have sat down and written a handwritten note to Madeline, instead of sending her a picture of the magazine that she was in and referred that, I don't think she would have saved it for 11 years in a file. Okay? Consistency. It's all about your base. It's about the human base. And I'm going to share with you some things I learned from my good friend, my coach, Hank Avink. He's the founder of the National Coaching League. And he has created what's called the 6 C's. So you might want to, if you're taking notes, and I encourage you to take notes, the 6 C's are, well, let's go to the next slide so you can write them down. I'm a visual person too. Commitment, connect, contact, conversation, and yes, he made up a word. It's called Crelationship because he needed a C and it had to do with relationship, and consistency. So as we go through these words, I want you to just process what all these are. Commitment, everything starts here. You have to commit to a process. You know, what is commitment to you? What do you think about when you commit to something? You're either committed or interested. Commitment makes you do it. Interested makes you think about it, right? Salespeople are notorious for jumping from one shiny object to another. I'm so thankful that when I found send out cards and I put it into practice, it became my one shiny object that has been with me for 12 years. I haven't veered away from it. It's been my only CRM. I have nearly 7,000 contacts in my send out card system. Sent nearly 32,000 cards in the last 12 years with this system. So make a commitment to build your business on solid relationships. Be you, be authentic. You know, when you're the best version of you, that's why I think personal development is so important in our business, because we can get knocked down on a lot of different transactions, things that happen, people, you know, that aren't treating us as kindly as we deserve to be treated. So personal development. So connecting. This is like a virtual high five. So I'm going to be relating a lot to Facebook, a lot to social media. That's where I met Farrah. Farrah and I have had opportunities to be together face to face in different seminars and things, but it started through social media. So we're going to talk about 50 high fives a day. You know, when you go on your Facebook, you're going through your news feed. I want you to think about building your friends list. Someone asked me yesterday in a private message, how did you get to nearly 5,000 friends on Facebook? I said, well, it was very intentional. I looked for ways to connect with people that were in my field. So locally, people that I've met on social media that are in different real estate groups that we can collaborate with. Clients. I'm not opposed to being friends on Facebook with my clients. I am open to them seeing everything that I do. You know why? It's because we've built a relationship that there's a trust. I'm my authentic self. If I'm out here at the lake with my family, everybody knows I'm at the lake with my family. If I'm at a send out cards convention, everybody knows I'm at a send out cards convention. So how many people are you connected with right now on social media? I want you to think about that and then look at increasing that over time. Look for opportunities to connect. And if you do this virtual high five, and that's really just an emoji. You're just going to like, you're going to love, you know, if someone posts a picture of their pet that passed away, you're going to make a sad face and maybe you're going to comment. And well, that's you have connect and contact. So connect is just the emojis. When you're true to yourself, you're not salesy. You're not salesy with the people on social media, and connecting with the right people makes all the difference. So then we're going to contact. Virtual handshake. Think about this. When you exchange words with someone, you have energy that exchanges. Our words carry energy. So when we comment on a Facebook post, we're exchanging our energy with other people. And so the emoji, my granddaughter, she just posted a picture of her boyfriend graduated last night. She graduated the night before. So I loved the post that my daughter made, and then I commented. McKenna, you guys are color coordinated. She wore the dress that complimented him for his school colors. That's energy. You exchange energy with your words. It's not a conversation. You're not getting into a conversation with people, but you're leaning in to see if there's potential for a conversation. So if you comment, if you text message somebody, you're exchanging your words. That is a contact. Conversation. You know, this is what really separates the pros from the rookies. Think about in a messenger. You've maybe liked somebody's post, you've commented on it, and now you've taken it offline, not offline, but into a conversation, a messenger feed, where you're just the two of you having this conversation, and could be a phone call, could be through texting, but it's it's an exchange of dialogue. You know, you make an impact by asking great questions. And I've learned this in my personal life. I've learned this in business. You know, come from curiosity and ask questions. My sister's contemplating a move. She's moving to California. She's getting her house ready for sale, and she's like a nervous mess, right? It's so intense right now. And I'm working at myself to ask the right questions, let her self-discover. It was always my default to tell people what to do. Oh, don't do that, do this. And if you if you do that, then, you know, sometimes you're off-putting with people. I find my sister to be off-put when I try to tell her what to do, but when I ask her questions and she can answer them for herself. So think about that when you're with your clients, when you're with your friends, when you're with family even. Relationship. Relationship and convert. So after a conversation, they're going to go into a category. How many of you, raise your hands because I can see you now, how many of you have your contacts in some kind of like ABC? You've kind of separated them out? Nobody? Maybe, okay, I see one hand, two hands, three hands. Okay. So that's good, because as you go through business and life, and it's important to kind of identify people. And I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna go through what your A's are, your core relationships. Like my granddaughter, my family. My family's here for McKenna's graduation party, flying in from Boston. You know, they're my core people. If they needed me right now, I think that I could say, oh my gosh, you guys, my daughter just called, and and my granddaughter really needs me right now. I'm gonna have to pause this and return. Would you all not agree that you would give me grace to go and take care of my family? So that's what A's are. Your A's, your B's are your advocates. Those are the people who know, like, and trust you, refer business to you. And if we treat our A's and B's, and I'll show you the math around this, that equals the 132 that I mentioned at the beginning. C's and D's are transactional relationships, and we're going to go through business and we're going to go through life. Right now, there's a guy that's buying one of our listings. He is not going to go into an A or a B. He will always be a D because we don't have a relationship with him. It's just merely transactional. Everyone can reach their goals in life and business if you have the right relationship. So we're going to teach you how to identify those and then really sink in and allow yourself to minister to those top 132. Consistency. It really comes down to doing the right activities over and over that get the results that you're looking for. You can do how many of you right now have a referral-based business? Okay, awesome. It's, you know, and if you're kind of in between that, that's where we were. We were at a 35% referral business when I found send out cards, and within a few years, and I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll get to that slide. I'm just so excited to be able to talk and say this really does work. So here's what your A's are. Your A's are your core relationship. When life happens for them, you drop everything and you are present for them. Usually it's your family and close friends. So I want you to work on write down that you're going to identify and work on building up to 36 A's. Really, we only have room in our life for 36 relationships that are of this magnitude. These are the heartbeat of your life. Your B's are your advocates. Like I mentioned before, they know, like, and trust you. They know what they do. You know their family members. If something happens with your B, you're springing into action. You're going to pick up the phone. You're going to send them a message. You're going to maybe pause and send a card. But if you have 36 A's and 96 B's, so like a lot of people talk about, business trainers, they talk about your top 100. 132 powerful relationships, 132 true relationships will get you anything you need in life. Remember, if each person knows 250 people, if you had 100 people in your life, your top 100, and they know 250, and they say that 5 people that are going to make a move over the next 6 to 12 months, you want to be in true relationship with the people that know those people, because those are the ones that are going to refer you. And then your C's and D's, identify 228 C's and D's. Now, like I mentioned, I have 7,000 contacts in my contact manager. I make it a point to connect with people, get their address, put them in my system. Doesn't mean I'm in relationship with 7,000 people. It just means I've probably had an opportunity to send 7,000 people over the course of time a card or two. So you'll attain your goal of simplifying your business. How many of you want a simple business? How many of you want a business that runs by referral, that you can pick up your phone and answer it and say, how can I help you? That's really the golden ticket, is when you reach that plateau. There's some days I'm amazed, in 2017, 2 years ago, one of my intentions I set for the year is I am attracting 100 real estate referrals. Well, by the middle of May, I had 87. I figured I better up that goal a little bit because I'd already almost reached it. So I said, I'm attracting 200 real estate referrals. And those 200 referrals that came in led to 50 closed deals. You're not going to close every referral that comes to you. What you want to do is be in the top of mind of people that you have the opportunity to have those conversations. So here's the 3 habits. Smartphone. How many of you, right now, you can hold up your phone and show it to me because it's sitting right next to you, right? We have this because it's our lifeline, right? It's our lifeline to our business. It's a lifeline to our family. It's a lifeline to life. And, my calendar's on here. I'm streaming music from here. That's what we use our phone for. So I want to talk about creating the habit of becoming level 4. And here's what level 4 is. Social media. Okay, social media and sending cards. Referral business comes by the way of customer loyalty and confidence, right? If people trust you to do business, if you've done a great job for them, they're going to trust you to do a great job for someone else. So here's what level 4 is. Level 1 is unconscious incompetence. It's not even on your radar. You don't think about it. You don't do it. Level 2 is conscious incompetence. And unfortunately, so many of us fall into this category when we think about it and we don't do it. We think that we know what we're supposed to be doing, and yet we always let something else come in and we don't do what we're supposed to be doing. Level 3 is conscious competence. Think about it and you do it. You think about it and you do it. And then you become level 4, unconscious competence. When it's a habit, you don't have to think about it. You just do it. This is a picture of our good friends, Cody and Jody Bateman. They're our mentors. They're the co-founders of Send Out Cards. Cody's the chief visionary officer. He wrote that great book that I recommended at the beginning. And I want you to think about this. This is important. When you create a habit, strive to become level 4, where you don't think about it. How many of you are selfie takers? We can talk about our phone. I want you to learn to be selfie takers, because it's going to prove to be a real asset for you when you learn to take selfies, because then you can put yourself on a card with people and you can remember good times. So get in the habit of using your phone to take pictures and become selfie. Social media. We're going to talk about I just kind of went over the 50-25-1, 50, but I'll articulate it. The connecting, 50 virtual high fives, 50 times a day. You're going to go through your social media and you're going to connect by becoming visible. When you give someone an emoji, it gives a sense of, oh my gosh, they noticed me, right? How many of you, when someone likes a post you make, it makes you feel good because you've been noticed. And we talk about visibility, creating visibility through your social media channels. And you can do this. I'll just share. Let me share my, I'm going to stop this share and I'm going to go over to my Facebook and just kind of give you an idea what this looks like. Okay. So if I go to the home screen, so as I scroll through, I see what my friends are doing. There's my friend Wendy. So I'm gonna give her a little love emoji. And then I'm gonna cruise through, and it's kind of lagging a little bit. I'm gonna like the posts of people. Happy birthday. There's my friend Linda, Zyla. So that's the 50, right? You're just giving emojis. You're going through and you're giving emojis and you're observing people. You're showing up in their life. Shelby's a good friend of mine. She's a realtor. So now this is the 20. I'm commenting. So that's the 50 and the 20. I'm going through and I'm giving the emojis. And like, we're so excited here in Michigan, you guys. We're finally getting flowers. You don't understand. This is like, so many people are posting flowers in our news feed. So I'm going to give another little heart. This is Christy. And just, so being able to comment. So that's the 50 and the 20. Now, when you do this on a regular basis, I'm gonna show you something on my own news feed. So this is we just listed this home. So Steve shared it to our business page and then I shared it here. But here, family time, I took these pictures last night and posted them. Look, there's 42 people, 6 comments. What this indicates is the 50-25-1 is the 50 and 20 can count by a post you make. As long as you are getting engagement in the posts that you make, there's my handsome brother Dave and my mama. Look, there's engagement happening. McKenna's graduation. So you see how people are engaging in our posts, and then that's what gives us the visibility. We're creating visibility with our community by what we post on social media. Recently, I guess I'll pause here to just share this with you. Recently, we were we worked with a client. We closed on her home, and they lived in Texas. We lived here, but it was a different transaction. But so I sent myself this card just to tell this story. So this was a post on Facebook. Jody says, looking for a local realtor recommendation. How many of you have ever been, when somebody posts this, your friends jump in and identify you as the realtor they should talk to? Wouldn't you all love that? You know, you are the top of mind realtor that gets the nod. Well, this is the 5 of the 50-25-1 that I wasn't a part of, but kind of. So this is a conversation between Anna, my client, we closed on their house, and Jody, who lived in her neighborhood. So Greg was the husband of Anna, says, Gail and Steve tagged us. Gail and Steve just sold our Michigan house in 4 hours. They are the best. And then his wife, Anna, comes in. She says, our realtors have been amazing. They have watched the house for the past 10 years, sending us pictures and giving us market updates, never pressuring us to sell, but always partnering with us for the best time. When we were ready to sell, they asked if we wanted to sell quickly or get the most money out of it. We said sell quickly. Within a few hours of the house going on the market, we had an offer for more than we listed for. For weeks before that, they worked tirelessly to coordinate contractors and cleaners since we were in Texas. They will work just as hard for you. And then look, they posted in there a link to our EXP business page. Jody says, thank you. Anna says, Jody, I truly cannot express how wonderful they are. And then Anna says, I'm happy to introduce you to Gail through Messenger if you decide you'd like to speak with her. How cool was that? She asked for permission to introduce us. And so then, you know what? I have a really nice Messenger feed of Anna introducing us. She said, please do. So this is like happening right now. This was May 25th. So on May 29th, on May 30th, Tim and Jody came to our office. They're bringing 2 families together. We're gonna list and sell 2 homes, and they're gonna buy one. It's over $800,000 in volume, or over $24,000 in commission from a recommendation on Facebook. Do you think it's important for you to have visibility on social media? So I just want to encourage you to get there. Get to the place where people are recognizing you. They're recognizing you as the professional in the market of real estate. I'm so excited about that recommendation and how it came about and how we were able. So what did I do? I met with them. We looked at a home. I sent them each a card, a thank you card with a 2-pack of brownies. I never assume that I have the job until we're actually under contract and signing, right? So send out cards help me to maintain and build that. All right. So I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint now, and we'll share that. So social media is a huge important part of our strategy. Yes, we use send out cards, but the visibility that you create on a daily basis is really what's going to propel you to be top of mind, because that's where people are. Okay, so here's Hank Avink. He's another mentor of mine. He's the founder of 36 to Life. There's going to be opportunities to take 36 to Life, and I highly recommend it. It's not just about social media and sending cards. It's really about having a net life and really digging into what the business of real estate is and having it work for you and having it be a profitable, great net life, doing 36 transactions a year by referral, and having a profitable business. So 5 conversations. We talked about the 50 and the 20. Anna's card, that was kind of an example of 5. That was a conversation. One powerful conversation every day. Have you ever had a conversation where, like, when I say this, you can like go back and you like remember where you were when that conversation happened. You remember what the smells were like and what it was like around you. I've had I don't have a powerful conversation every single day of my life that I remember, because I have a lot of conversations, but there are those few where every time I drive by the gas station when I'm going either to or from my lake home, I think of Hank, because there was one day when I knew if I kept driving to the lake, I might lose him because I lose power out here, like dead zones. So I parked there and we had a conversation for about 45 minutes. So I think of Hank every time I drive by that gas station. That's a powerful conversation. And I want you to think about 3 heartfelt cards a day. sending three cards, not asking for anything, not expecting anything in return, but just really celebrating people in their life. Your Android phone, how many of you, okay, this will be interesting. In your room, how many of you are Android users? Raise your hand. I count 4. How many are Apple? Oh, I think we have a 50-50. We have a 50-50 room. You know, so many times it's, you know, it depends, and that's why I use this little emoji right here. It doesn't matter if you're Android or Apple, as long as you use it successfully. And, you know, I mentioned taking selfies. These pictures, that's a picture with my granddaughter who had just lost her wrestling match, and she was not in a very good mood, and her sister, but there's so much emotion packed into that picture, and I love that I'm like level 4 selfie taker. There's my friend Becky. I have a really great story behind that. I don't have time to go into today, but you know, Becky had the opportunity, her best friend worked at a local brokerage for 225 agents. And she said to Becky, hey, I know your house is going to come on the market soon. Like, let me send it through the in-house and might be able to save you some money. And Becky said, are you trying to cut Gail out of the deal? And she goes, well, it could save you some money. Becky's like, I'm not cutting Gail and Steve out of the deal. How many of you want advocates like Becky in your life that protect your commission? Here's why Becky didn't want to cut Gail out of the deal. Becky's husband passed away probably about 18, maybe 20 years ago. And her son was young. Her son was, can you not hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Her son was without a dad, only child, loved the outdoors. My husband's a real outdoorsman. My husband took Alex under his wing, and when he was 11, 12 years old, he took Alex fishing, he took Alex hunting, and guess what? Becky remembered that. Becky didn't want to cut Gail and Steve out of the deal because of what we added to their life over the years. That's why it's important to be our best selves every single day. Do the right thing for people, and in return, they'll do the right thing and stand by you. And then that's just a picture at a hockey game with our friends. We just, you know, we were able to take pictures, send cards, have a good follow-up. Okay, 3 habits to the business you desire. Sending 3 heartfelt cards every day. I use send out cards, and it's about 50-50 that I use my phone, and 50% of the time I'm on my computer. It doesn't matter what you use, as long as you just get into the habit of doing it every single day. So my story, I got this card. I still have this card today. I keep it with me because, you know, how many of you, like, this is a flimsy little card I got 12 years ago in the mail. Had my business card on it, which made it like the bomb diggity, right? I wouldn't have taken notice if it was all about him, but he made it all about us. And this is what stuck with me over time. So I received this card. Like I mentioned, it was the downturn of the market. How many of you were in real estate in 2008? Okay, one lone soldier. Do you remember what it was like then? Maybe it was different in different parts of the country. In Michigan, homes were lasting on the market for 1.5 years, if they were selling at all. It was dismal. We were at 35% referral when we started using send out cards, and by 2011 we'd reached a 98% referral business, 100% 2012, closing on 50 plus homes a year. And like Farrah mentioned, send out cards was our only marketing. It was our only marketing. We were part of BNI. We're still a part of BNI, Business Network International. We get 40% of our annual income comes out of there with our referral partners. But we made it a habit of sending cards. And this is a story that I'm going to share with you. This is a powerful story. I'm going to click play here for a second. So it's about becoming level 4 card sender. We went to a networking event. We sent a card. This is the card we sent. It was a congratulations card. We did not know anybody in this picture. I took a picture of them. I took their card off the table. I went home and I sent them this card. It said, your food rocked the house at the taste of the chamber. No better ribs, greens, or peach cobbler. A win well earned. Thanks for sharing your goodness. We enjoyed every bite. Live today, enjoy life. Stephen Gale Zintek, the network team, Evenbor Walton, put our little picture in there, but they knew we were realtors. And I got a call a week later from the gentleman on the front of the card to the left. His name is Kiar. He said, thank you for sending the card. That was really sweet of you. Our family's moving here from the east side of the state. We need a realtor. Can we meet to see if we'd be a good fit? Absolutely. So we met for a beer downtown, Steve and Kiara and I, and here's what happened over the course of the next several years. So back in 2011 is when we met. It took him to 2012 to close on this home. It was a foreclosure. He met Eva, they got married, they fixed the house up. We were able to sell it for a really great profit. They bought this beautiful home. But the story doesn't end there, because he said we have our family moving from the east side of the state. So his brother purchased a house. We helped them. We helped his sister. His mom and dad came into town. They wanted to buy a house. We were referred to a friend moving from the east side of the state. Another friend was moving back out of town, so we were referred to them. So over the course of 7 years, we closed on 9 homes from that one card sent in 2011 to earn over $70,000 in business. We went to family weddings. There's a picture of his baby sister, Zena, and her husband, Douglas. They bought this home. They told us a few months ago, well, when next couple years, we're probably going to be ready to move on into a different home. So I tell you that to just share with you that one card that we sent, because it was a habit, level 4, take a picture, go to networking events, take pictures. You don't have to know people to celebrate them, but if you make it about them and you have a way for them to connect with you, be who you are. Let them know that you're a realtor. That's why I love the ability to brand the back of the cards now. You know, we can brand the back of the cards with who we are and what we do, but the card itself goes out and it's all about them. You know, it's all about Kiar and the fact that they won the Taste of the Chamber. So that's the power of just getting into the habit of sending a card. Does anybody have any questions about what we do? I'd love to, any comments, questions about what it is we do. I see that you all have the orange sheet. That's awesome. The 50-25 one. So you have the 6 C's, you have the human base information. Any questions? Don't see any questions. Okay, I'm going to share a couple. Are you okay with me sharing a couple stories? Is it helpful to understand and kind of get into your mind how this works through the stories that we share? How many of you have heard of BNI? Are you a part of BNI, Business Network International? Awesome. Are you the realtor in that group, sir? I can't, let me see if I can, I don't know if I can hear you. Let me unmute. Oh,
No.
there, I've unmuted Sherry. Are you in BNI?
No, I have been many years ago.
Okay, awesome. Oh, I'm glad I figured out how to hear you guys. I'm like the pantomime, So my husband and I we've been in the same chapter since 2006, and like I said, we've closed about 40% of our income each year comes from that group. So I'm going to share a story about Brooks. Brooks is our financial advisor now, but when she was in our group, she was the branch manager of a local PNC bank. And so here's a story that I can share with you. is the power of one. And I want you to think about this in relationship to your business and to the 132 relationships that you have that you can lean into and really pour into them. Because if you had 30 Brookses in your life and you could make $210,000 a year just with 30 people, would that be a benefit to you? So here's what Brooks did for us. So we met her in BNI, and we sold her and Jeff's house. They purchased this house on Chaucer. But Brooks is well connected, and she's at that age. She has a lot of friends, making moves, buying their first time homes, and then some of them even have bought with us, sold with us, and bought other homes. Her coworkers have listed and sold homes, and so between 2010 and 2019, we've received 11 referrals, and that the Anna Facebook recommendation referral. Here's what I did. I went to see who are our mutual friends. Brooks was a mutual friend of Anna and of Jody. I messaged Brooks. I said, hey, we've been referred to Jody. When you get a moment, could you give a good referral for us? So Brooks put in her referral to Jody. So when we met with Jody, she says, oh yeah, Brooks says you come highly recommended as well. How important is it for the third party validation that you're the right person to work with? So over 11 years, and this will go up because I'm going to include her in that, $7,000 a year. Brooks has been worth $7,000 a year to us since 2010. So 30 Brookses, if we had 30 people, I'm like, I just need 30 of you, and then I'm golden. Right? So that's the power of one. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, and here's some just kind of examples of what the 50, 25, 1, 3 in action are. So that's a picture, of my friend, and I don't know if you can read it, but 871 people engaged in that post of hers. Do you think Jessica had a good engagement on that post? What she was doing was she was announcing that they were expecting another baby. She's gone through lots of infertility, lots of treatments, heartache, sadness, but people have rallied around her. And so I gave the emoji, I commented, I paused and sent her a card, and that created a conversation. So write this down. Cards lead to conversations. Cards lead to conversations. Conversations lead to opportunities. When we have conversations with people, it leads to opportunities. It leads to opportunities to add value to their life. It leads to opportunities to have a deeper, stronger connection. And it also has opportunities to lead to business. So cards lead to conversations. Conversations lead to opportunities, and opportunities can lead to business. So that was Jessica. She said, thank you so much for the card. It was so sweet of you and so beautiful. Thank you for thinking of us. My good friend Julie, her daughter drew a picture of her family. She made it as a banner picture. I took the banner picture. I put it on the front of a card. I put a picture of them and their family in there. And I, didn't say a whole lot. Holding you all close in our hearts. We love you, Steve and Gail. And then she took a picture of her and all 3 of her children. Thank you for the beautiful, fabulous, wonderful card. Sinead's eyes got huge, and she looked at me and said, hey, I drew that. Thank you for your love. XOXO from all of us. How many of you think that a card coming in the mail elevated the feeling of how they feel towards Steve and Gail because of what we gave to them?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we won't do that one. Here's my friend Danielle. I hadn't seen Danielle for a while. but this is how cards lead to conversations. So we were, she sent me a Valentine, and what she did is she cut up a card I sent her last year and she made me a card. And so I said, love coming home from vacation to your sweet card. Miss you. She goes, yeah, I know it's been too long. Let's figure something out. See, a card led to a conversation. It led to us having lunch together, which led to us taking our picture because she says, hey, we didn't take our picture yet. So I was able to take a picture of Danielle. Danielle is an estate planning attorney. She's in my sphere. It's good to have Danielles in your life, just so you know. So that was a fun way that the card led to a conversation. Okay. So down here, there's 3 types of cards with send out cards. We have a heartfelt card. By far, the heartfelt card is the most valued card that you can send. And I have samples here. Our past client invited us to a surprise birthday party for her husband. We took pictures, we sent cards, and within the last month, Elise, since this party, which was in the 1st of March, has referred us to a buyer friend of hers that my husband's working with to buy a home. This is my friend Mary with her first grandchild. My friend Monica lost her cat, posted a picture, sent a card. We had a client stop by our office. Let's talk about branding for a second here. She stopped by our office and she mentioned the picture we have hanging in our wall, which is this blue bicycle picture. It's a pretty large canvas painting. And it got us to talking because they were past clients of ours. Every time we sell a home, we donate a bike to Toys for Tots. So I'm going to go bigger here. So I wore this necklace on purpose because part of our branding is every time we sell a home, we donate a bike. So when we had our client event, we have a picture of a bike. Everything we do, we have a picture of a bike. So people remember and they correlate, oh, when Steve and Gail sell and close on a home, they donate a bike to Toys for Tots. When Jody and Tim met with us, that was one of our value propositions is, hey, every home we sell, we donate a bike. When you work with us, we're going to do 3 deals. So we'll actually donate 3 bikes to Toys for Tots in your honor. And then when we introduced our son-in-law to him in a conversation, he said, does he donate bikes too? So see, it becomes a part of their mindset and conversation. Find something that gives back. For us, it was like, we didn't want to do closing gifts anymore. How many of you do closing gifts? Good. You don't need to. But if you find something that adds value, I know Farrah and I have talked about this, and giving back to the local pet shelters, or what is important, what are you passionate about? Find that and use that and implement it into your branding, because it could bring you another height of visibility to people. So that's what we do. We brand ourselves with the bikes, and it's really become a part of setting us apart in the community to be able to do that. And we set aside $50 for every closing. We partner with a local Walmart. My son used to manage Walmarts, and we found the manager we love, and we love working with that. They have all the bikes put together for us. Toys for Tots comes with their big panel truck, picks them up. We take lots of pictures, and it becomes a part of our visibility branding. But Kay and Roger stopped in. They want us to find a lake home for them. So, they stopped in. We had a conversation. We sent a card back that again leads to that.
I'll switch it to mine real quick.
What's that?
Oh,
Here's-
Harris. She can't see you.
She's hold on.
Oh, she's talking. Hold on.
Here
Yeah.
she is. Wait, our internet went out.
Your internet went out? You can't hear me?
Just for a second. I heard,
Okay.
Switch to a hotspot.
we heard you say about the big truck coming to Walmart.
Yeah, so
$50.
yeah, so we set aside $50 for each closing to purchase a bike. So there's $29 little kids bikes to, $100, $129 big bikes. We do a variety, and we have Toys for Tots. The Marines come and pick them up. So the news has come out and featured us, giving back to the community. Like, that's pretty inexpensive marketing right there. So this is a fun story. And it's about the heartfelt card. I was going through Facebook, and my friend Tanya Shootmaker, she's a retired senator in Michigan, but her and her husband were on vacation, and it was right around Valentine's Day. So I sent this card to her on 2/5, and I forgot about it. This is what I want you to know. Don't expect to hear back from people when they send you cards, or when you send cards to them. Don't expect to hear from them, because you'll only be disappointed, and then you'll say, this doesn't work. And so if you just let go and know that you're doing it, it's your habit, let go, know that it's working for you. So Tanya, a month later, look, it was on 3/3, she said, thanks so much for the card, it was wonderful. And here's my point. I don't know if I was more excited that I was programmed into Senator Shoemaker's phone, or that she was programmed into mine and I got a text message from her. But that was a really cool day. And then this is a picture of us. You guys, a week later, I run into her at the airport on one of my flights going out. And we talked again about the card. We talked again about life and what they're up to. She's retired now, so she's traveling more with her husband, and she's going off to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. And we had a good time. And I said, hey, can I take a picture with you? And she said, yeah, make sure you post it to Facebook too. So see, if you're in the habit of doing that, you can get the engagement and the visibility, right? This is how I've grown my list to 5,000 friends, is when I post a picture with Tanya, people engage in that, and it gives me an opportunity to see if there's people in there that I want to connect with, to be able to build my friends list. Okay. There's group sends. I have a referral thank you. How important is it to say thank you when a referral comes in? It's so important. Cody says that 97% of salespeople don't say thank you. 97%. Be a 3%er, okay? Be a top 3%er that every time someone, brings value to you, say thank you. Send a card. When we get a referral from somebody, we send this is a campaign. It's a group send. So it's in our account. It's already created. It goes out. It has, thanking them for the referral, that they're the lifeblood of our business. There's pictures. We send brownies because everybody loves brownies, and it just helps that to stand out a little bit more. This is the house of Anna and Greg. We sold it in, like they mentioned, in hours. Okay, so I'm going to talk. This is how you can use it. This is a group send. I'm going to stop the share because maybe you can see it bigger here, right? This is a card I used in Circle Pro. How many of you Circle Prospect or do just listed, just sold? So this is the opportunity for us to connect with people that are off our radar. But this home sold in hours, and it sold over list price. So do you think that the people in the neighborhood might be interested in learning what that house sold for? So this is a card. I created the front of this in Canva. So I used used the realtor logo, equal housing, sold in just 8 hours on the market. But here inside the card is the recommendation that Anna wrote on our business page. So I just did a screenshot and copied that in there. And then on the bottom, I just wrote, dear neighbors, on March 14th, we listed Chaucer for $335. Within 8 hours, we had an accepted contract for $340. This home closed on April 29th. Other buyers were very interested in this home and missed out. Our entire inventory is an all-time low. If you're curious about the value of your home, we'd love to stop over and have a conversation with you. Above is the recommendation Anna Spicinger wrote on our Facebook business page. We've sold homes in our area for the past 15 years and have lived in the area since 1972. Here to serve, Steve and Gail. And then on the back, our branding of how to get in touch with us. So now the cool thing about this is I was able to import 50 people. My title company partnered with us and gave us the addresses of the homes in the area. I imported them into send out cards. And so now, do you think it'd be easier for me now to just create a card? Maybe just to say hello, just checking in. Here's some market stats of, we have people still looking for homes in the South Portage area. So another use of send out cards, use it for circle prospecting, just listed, just sold. Maybe right around your open houses that you're doing. We had a client event. Every year we have two. One's Pumpkin Fest, one's a Flower Fest. So we invite people with an invitation, about 110 people, and we use pictures from the previous year in the card, inviting them to just come, stop by and get us a hanging basket. This was May 18th from 10 to noon. We appreciate your business, Steve and Gail, eXp Realty. So this was our invitation this year. We've had, so our clients come and we take pictures of them. There's our cute little granddaughter, client appreciation. Put pictures on the inside, and this was to Mary and Bill. Thank you for stopping by to pick out a flower. It was great to see you again. Hope you get to work in your garden soon. We've had so much rain here, because that was the conversation, right? At the event, she came to get her flower. She hadn't been in her garden because it's been so wet. So we're excited to get the pontoon boat in the water out here at Clear Lake. We'll give you a call and enjoy a sunset cruise. So see, it does twofold, right? It allows us to connect with them personally. They know that we're out here at the lake. My husband actually golfs with Bill on Thursday mornings in a senior league. He's the youngest guy out there. He loves it. He loves it. That's the ability to build relationships. And here's Elizabeth. Elizabeth comes to our Flower Fest every year. This year, so I'm going to set this story up. This is a picture that we sent to Roger and Elizabeth. This card this is really a grand card. I don't take this much time to make cards anymore because it takes a lot of time. But back in 2015, this was a special home for this couple. They built this home 35 years before. He had dementia. He built this bridge, so I made a big deal about the bridge. I put the bridge on the back of the card, and I sent them this card in May of 2015. She came to our client event this year. This is Elizabeth, and she told us that Roger passed away last October. We had no idea. And here's what she said. Like, she stood there, and she's the kindest, sweetest, loving lady. She took two flowers, one for actually the couple that referred them to us. She's battling cancer. She wasn't able to make our Flower Fest, so Elizabeth took a flower to her. But she said this. She says, I may not be moving anytime soon. I really like my condo, but I have a big mouth, and I'm going to tell everybody about you. As a matter of fact, the card you sent is framed, sitting in our house, and I tell everybody about that when they come over. So, and she says to us, thank you for sending the beautiful cards. So this was the picture of Elizabeth and I, this is why being level 4 with your smartphone, take pictures, recognize people, celebrate people. It makes such a big difference. I said, seeing your smile today was wonderful. Thank you for coming and seeing us and picking out a plant for Brigham's. Hearing the news of Roger's passing saddened us. We will always think of the two of you as one. Have a blessed summer, Steve and Gail. And then, having our picture on the back. So it's so important how you make people feel. Maya Angelou's quote, people will forget what you said, they'll forget what you did, but they'll never forget the way you make them feel. And by sending cards, by connecting on social media, by staying in communication with them through text messages or videos, how you stay in their top of mind is really what's going to get you to be there for them when they are ready to make a move, or when they know someone who's ready to make a move. I'm going to share a little math with you. Are you guys, do you like math and like want to know what the ROI looks like with send out cards? How many, raise your hand, how many of you are currently using send out cards in your business? 3. Okay. Plus Farrah and so here's what it's all about. And I can take you over to I'm going to do this first. Okay, so let me just share with you the math. I'm on the enterprise plan. I send an average of 10 cards a day because these invitations, they're group sends. I send 110. I send probably 2,000 to 3,000 cards a year that are to groups of people. Holiday cards, client invitations, client follow-up, things like that. So I spend $147 a month, which is equal to $1,764 plus the postage, because I pay postage on 100 cards a month. So my total cost is $2,490 a year for the enterprise plan. I send 1,320 cards plus at least 3 heartfelt cards a day. So I send a total of 2,400 cards a year on, well, that's low. I'm actually above that, but most people that I teach, if you did 3 heartfelt cards a year, you'd send 2,415. So that's $1.03 a card. Do you think that, and that includes postage. So with these group plans and how I'm using send out cards, it costs me about $1.03 per card. I've added there's certain things, the elite package, which I don't want to confuse you right now, but I'm just telling you, it's $1.03 a card. So so here's the breakdown of what that looks like. So I spent, let's say, $4,040 a year on cards. We send an average of 5 card campaigns. So I hadn't even talked about that. Cards that go out on a drip over the course of the year. After closing, 3 months out, May 11th is an invite to come out this summer and ride the pontoon, ride around the lake. Then I send a Thanksgiving card and a 1-year anniversary card. And I send brownies with the card that goes out at the beginning and the anniversary. So let's just say, but I spend $5,000 a year on send out cards. And I close 50 deals a year at, so an average of 200, let's just say $5,000 average, $250,000 a year. Would you be willing to invest $5,000 to $10,000 in your marketing if it worked for you to make $250,000 a year? That's the reality of what we've been able to do consistently. Like, I'm just being my authentic self. We send cards, we do social media, we do BNI, and we close 50 deals a year by referral. And it's a good feeling. It's a good way to do business. So let me share my screen and go over to my send out cards account just to show you a little bit of live. So this is what it looks like when you sign in. The pricing, I'm gonna go here for a second just to show. I'm on the 147. I recommend at least the premium to get in the habit of sending heartfelt cards. You can build up your send out cards to where the 147 makes sense, like sending the invitations, the circle prospecting, you know, all that makes sense at the higher level. But right now, if you've never heard of send out cards, the premium is like your golden ticket, because I say send 3 to 5 heartfelt cards. You're not limited. You can send 10 heartfelt cards a day. It's $97 a month. You can send 10 cards a month for $97, or you can send 110 cards, or you can send 300 cards a month for $97. And that includes the postage. So if you sent 3 cards a day, that's 90 cards a month for $97, you're going to win the game. You're going to win top of mind awareness. You're going to win the hearts and minds of the people that you care about, that care about you. And it's a phenomenal opportunity to do business. So if you're doing group sends where you just want to drip and do those, this is Elizabeth. I sent 15 people after Flower Fest, all individual cards. It was included in my monthly package. I don't have to pay anymore. Your relationships. So let's go here to, you know, when you're looking at the relationships, this is my CRM. If I need to find an address, a phone number, or anything, I go here. There's 6,737 contacts in here. I can pull up Farrah. I can look at every card I've ever sent to Farrah. They're all right here. So I can see what I've written. I loved this because she created a new logo, and so I took it off Facebook and I put it on a card for her. So that was just fun. We were playing around. There she is. So, you know, your ability to be able to look up the history just really makes it an awesome thing. If I want to say, okay, I want to see how many cards did I send in the month of May? So I can go from May 1st to May 31st, and I can submit, and it's going to tell me, and I can go back. And so, you know, I sent 338 cards in the month of May. And you can look. This is to the clients, Tim Dalton. So Tim is the one that was referred by Anna. So I sent him a 4-pack of brownies because he has 2 boys. I noticed he was a Notre Dame fan, right? Go to people's Facebook, see if you can see something that they're excited about. Put the Notre Dame logo in there, and I said, thank you for taking time to come to our office to discuss your upcoming moves. We are committed to help you and Jody bring your family under one roof. Here's a little treat for you and the boys, Steve and Gail, and then the branding. And so just even the simple things. This is Jody. I noticed, so here's the funny thing. Jody is a Michigan State Spartan fan. And so I was able to put that on the inside. Again, they were just on their way up to Petoskey. So this is how you can personalize and become memorable to people. So that's just a little idea. I'm going to go ahead and stop the share and open it up for questions. That's kind of what I had prepared to share with you today. Just to recap, there's 3 habits that you should really lean into. Your smartphone, use it to your advantage. Use it for social media, use it for pictures, use it for sending cards, use it for communicating with the people that you're most top of mind with. 132 people, that's all you need to create the business of your dreams, to create a referral-based business. Learn to lean in, create those relationships, and then utilize send out cards in Facebook as a way to really ramp up the connections that you have in your life to make them really great. So Farrah, I'll turn it back over to you to see if anybody has any questions, and then, you know, connect with me. If you want to connect with me on Facebook, I do have a real estate group called Realtors Business by Referral with send out cards. And I share in there mostly what I'm doing and how business and different ideas. Love to have you as a member of that group. And then connect with me, but send me a private message because I have about 800 friend requests looming out there, and say, hey, I was on Coffee and Closers with you and Farrah, and I'll be sure to add you to my friends list. Farrah, back to you.
Thank you. Yeah, I put on the resources page that I gave them, I put your group in there. Oh, I can't remember the other one that I put. Oh, and I put your referrals for a living. Where'd it go? Referrals for a living website too.
Okay. Awesome.
Awesome. Lacey has a question.
Are the brownies really that good?
Well, they really are. And so do you guys meet together often?
Yeah, I think, well, I mean, this is the first time we've gotten together, but that's okay. We've been doing this. This is our second event, and we've been trying to get together weekly where people can kind of stop in when they can.
Okay. All right.
We'll have.
So Farrah, I'm going to send you an 8-pack of brownies if you promise that you're going to share with everybody.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So
Friday, or maybe the next one. Okay, I'll share. Oh.
Yeah, Gail, this is Tina. So when I did send out cards, I was sending brownies because I did it before and then I slacked off and then I've come back to it. This has been years ago. I sent the card and the brownies to myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see how pretty the card looked, and the brownies are amazing.
The packaging, it's really
it's so pretty and it's so nice, and the cards are just, and I didn't at the time, I didn't do fake, I just did a stock card, and it was gorgeous.
yeah, that's all I did with the with Jody and Tim, because I didn't have pictures of their house, right? I hadn't been to their home yet, but I wanted them to get something right away after our first meeting together, and so that's why that card was basically just a thank you card from the stock cards, and personalized with looking like they're into athletics, they're into sports, so I'll give them each their own brand. So
nice. What else do y'all have? You thinking?
I'm curious about the campaigns and being able to share campaigns with other users.
okay, great question. So let me go to my I'll go to my account and I'll pull up my campaigns. So in send out cards, you have the ability to create campaigns. So I have I just sent my Grandma King's cinnamon roll card to a bunch of people. My granddaughter's open. So this is an idea of, we went to my mother-in-law's birthday, 94th birthday party. And what do? You take lots of pictures. So I took and created this card with really just pictures from the event. I made it a campaign, and then I sent it to all of our family members that were there and some that couldn't come. So that's an idea of being able to send one card to many people. Now I also have
I'm going to pass the card that you sent.
okay, this was that card for the circle prospecting. I'm trying to, let me look for, okay, so here's our campaigns for, here's the referral thank you card. Here's a thank you for hiring us. So this is a campaign that I created that just says on the inside, we want to thank you for the opportunity to serve you. Please feel free to reach out at any time when you have questions about your transaction. We are here to help. Here's a 5-touch campaign. So this is, the first card goes out immediately. It's congratulations on the sale of your home. It goes out with a 4-pack of brownies, one that goes out 3 months later, and it basically just says, thinking of you. It's been a few months since you closed on your home. Know we are here if any lingering questions come up. Hope life is treating you kind. You deserve that. Home is where your heart is. We are grateful for you. Then the home anniversary card goes out on the 1-year anniversary, and it just says, it's been a year since you closed on the sale of your home. We wanted to pause and say one more time, thank you for your trust in hiring us for the job. We hope this past year has been one filled with good memories. Let us know what you're doing. We think of you often, always with a smile. So that card goes out at the 1-year anniversary with a 2-pack of brownies. Summer story. This one went out. This goes out every May 11th. So there's a picture of the pontoon after a beautiful sunset after a storm. But it says, we're sending you thoughts for a summer story that makes you smile. Let us know what fun things you have planned. If you're around Three Rivers, come take a cruise with us around the lake. That's just a flat card. And then on November 10th, a Thanksgiving card goes out. So just saying, we're thankful for the families we had the privilege to work with. Hope your Thanksgiving finds you surrounded by those you love and those that love you. So here, I can open this campaign. Now, here's the share button. So when I open the campaign and I see the cards, I can share my campaign. And as long as I have someone else's username, I can share that, and then they can tweak it and make their own. So that's the ability to share. When I look at other campaigns, I think there's, hang on just a second. I gotta move our pictures. Here we go. So our Flower Fest invite, you know, now all I have to do is add the pictures from this year and change it out a little. Birthday cards. If you have a lot of people that you're sending birthday cards to, create a fun card that goes out that you don't have to recreate. Here's some ideas of for sale by owners or expired campaigns. So let's look at this one. This is an example of an expired campaign. You take a picture of their home, put that on the front of the card, and then on the inside, you put your information. So, dear first name. So it's going to go to them, and it'll be, my name is, this happens to be Kara's. Someone shared it with her. She made it her own. I am a local realtor here in your county. In my daily research, I noticed that your home is now showing off the market on our MLS. I would love to have a conversation and learn from you your perspective why you believe it didn't sell. Please give me a call. I have a strategy to get your homes in front of new people and get it sold for top dollar. I'm here to help. So there's card 1. 4 days later, this card is scheduled to go out. Hang in there. I have a solution for you. Yes. I don't hear you. Are you guys there?
Hey,
Hey,
we lost you.
you lost me?
Yes, so sorry. Ooh, alert.
I'm here. I see you guys.
Okay, so you were talking about the what was it? The for sale by owner campaign. Yes, and the expired campaign.
Yes. So you couldn't see it?
We could see it, but we couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. So yes, the expired campaign, there's an ability to share any campaign that I have. And so if you want this to have it in your account, I can share it to Farrah, and then she can share it to you. All I need is a username, and then so though if you get together and you think of ideas, this is where you could collaborate. Think of ideas of campaigns that you'd like to send out, and then you could share them with one another so that you each have something that someone else has been able to create.
Right. That'd be so nice.
Yes. Awesome. Thank you.
Any other questions?
I think we're good, Gail.
Okay. Well, if I can help you at all to help get started utilizing send out cards, I know Farrah can, certainly Tina and Farrah can help you get started with send out cards, but we're here as a group to help you utilize send out cards in a way that can really enhance your business. And if you take anything else away from this, I mean, you don't have to use send out cards to be successful. I'm just saying that the longevity that I've had and what I've seen and how it's been able to help us, I just want to impart and share with others. You can have it, and you can have a business that works where people remember you. So I'm going to enjoy this beautiful sunny day out at the lake with family coming in from all over the country and celebrating. And I hope you have a wonderful summer and can celebrate with the people you know and love too.
Thank